Uh-oh! I think the Fed made a big mistake. I have just learned through another YouTube video called Finance Economics, is that the Fed made a big boo-boo, and the public isn't aware of this. Apparently, between September 22 and November 25, the Federal Reserve ran on net income. Now, how I understand, and I'm still learning about this, what this situation is. The Fed has two things, like any other bank: assets and liabilities. And up to September 22, the assets out was overshadowed the liabilities, which meant, and according to the Federal Reserve Act, what I learned is that the profit that they receive from that goes back to the U.S. Treasury. Now, in 2022, the Federal Reserve started raising interest rates. But of course, the Fed, according to this YouTube video, kept the interest rates on its assets low. They bought it at the low interest rates. But what happened when they started raising interest rates, the cost on the liabilities went sky high. And of course, the public doesn't know any of this. Of course, the Fed probably doesn't want the public to know this, but it's getting out. And the Federal made a big boo-boo. And for the first time since the Depression, I found out that the Fed didn't get any remittance. No, the Treasury did not get any remittance from the Federal Reserve, which it's supposed to if the assets are over the liabilities. Uh-oh. And what does that mean? The taxpayers are going to have to cover what was once covered by the remittance that the Treasury got from the Federal Reserve. Complicated? Yes. Of course, bankers usually do like to keep things complicated. And according to this other video, most people know this. The people in the chairs think that the public are unaware when your gas prices and your food prices go sky high. Jerome Powell last summer basically said they overstated the job market. And I'll tell you this, most people already know it. If you go to TikTok, the frustrations building out there over the job situation in this country is becoming unbearable. Even the jobs that people took for gig jobs are no longer there. We are in deep you-know-what. So the public needs, and of course you don't hear this information on CNN or any of the mainstream media. They keep that covered quiet. And most other newspapers, they keep that information to themselves. But the public it's getting out there. The public is being aware of that the Federal Reserve is now running on net income. Yep, we are up the creek. Talk to you later. Bye.